people.
Okay, well, let's bring in, I think we've got Rajen Shah also joining into the conversation. So let's say hi to him. Rajen, market thoughts, and what is this? Just a minor pause, just a bit of consolidation after the heady rally, or does this afternoon concern you a bit?
Well, Surabhi, this kind of small dips, don't concern or bother us at all, actually. In my 16 January interaction with Anuj, Sonia and Lata, I had very clearly mentioned that we are in the midst of a very strong rally, and budget is going to fuel up the economy and fire up the markets. And I think it's playing out, actually, and as you all know that our target for December is about 32,000 on Sensex. So I'm very confident that 32,000 on Sensex will be met. So absolutely positive on the markets, and small dips should be taken as great opportunities. Even at this point of time, there are plenty of opportunities in the broader market.
Okay, Rajan, stay on. For now, let's readdress the big story. Bharti Airtel trying to set aside roaming rates. Let's hear it from Sunil Mittal.
As the chairman of GSMA, one of the major tasks on my mind is to fix the problem of international roaming. The bill shocks are really creating a lot of dissonance in the minds of customers. It's time that I call upon the entire fraternity of telecom sector to come together to kill the international roaming tariffs that are presently prevalent. It's time we put the minds of the customers at ease. What we have created is truly exceptional. We have a global network where anybody from any country traveling can reach his near or dear ones. We are truly making the globe connected, and there is no reason for us not to put our minds together to create a situation where customers can safely use their mobile phones, both for calling as well as data, anywhere in the world. As the chairman and founder of Airtel, I think we must take the initiative and lead. Therefore, we have decided today to kill the domestic roaming completely from today. We will make this announcement back home in India. We've also taken upon ourselves for all Indians who will be traveling abroad to be very comforted in their minds that the bill shocks and the bills that were running into lakhs of rupees will be a thing of the past. We will offer them extremely low rates on a per-day package basis, and in any case, they will have a cap within which they will get adjusted for any roaming shocks they may generally incur while traveling. I personally feel with this announcement today, we will be able to lay the foundation of a truly global mobile network for the first time. I am sure the customers will be able to switch on their phones when they land in any country, anywhere in the world.
Oh,
okay, that's interesting because,
This is a beautiful thought. I wonder if we can do it profitably enough.
No, I mean, for all the telecom companies globally will have to decide, it's a big shocker, of course, none of us, of course, use, our normal phones when we go outside. It's always, buying some kind of prepaid card from airport itself. But, what Mr. Mittal was talking about was the major issue is to international roaming, but he said the first step towards that was to at least fix the domestic roaming. So that's what they have done. Rajan, your thoughts on telecom stocks? Bharti is down 3% as we speak, and Idea is down 4%.
Well, Anuj, actually, they have not killed the roaming charges. In fact, Reliance has forced them to kill the roaming charges, actually. And Anuj, one more thing I would like to mention, again, in the 16 January conversation with you, I had mentioned that just like we cannot do without air and water, we would not be able to do anything without data and internet, So despite Idea getting into loss, Bharti reporting a 50% drop in profits, we are seeing the stock strengthen, actually. So I think P multiples of this sector are going to be at a very high level for a very, very long time. And I think, as I mentioned, Reliance is going to be the biggest story of this year. Profits over the last 10 years have doubled from 15,000 crores to 30,000 crore. And the stock was at 3,200 then, and it issued 1:1 bonus to 1,600, and currently it's about 1,200 rupees. We had given a strong buy call on Reliance at 1,084 on 16 January. And I think 1,600 is a matter of time. I would not be satisfied at a price of anything less than 1,600 rupees for Reliance, so extremely positive on Reliance.
Wow, 1,600 on Reliance. Remember that one. Mitesh, very quickly, Bharti as well. I mean, last 4-5 sessions, we've seen it kind of drift lower after hitting those, highs of 380 plus, etc. Are you expecting this downtrend to last? Should one be, playing counter to the downtrend?
See, I think, is to me, again, appears to be a stock which is giving a pullback. So as long as 350 doesn't break, I don't think there's a downtrend. It's just a pullback to the medium-term averages. So I would not be really worried about it. We've had 4 days of price declines, but that's happened after the stock rallied from levels of around 300 to about 370. So that's fine.
Okay, 4 minutes left for markets to close. Let's look at some of the stocks where we have seen some moves. Vijaya Bank clearly stands out. I mean, this is a different ballgame altogether. The Bank Nifty is down 300 points, but here we have a PSU Bank, which is now trading at the high point, up 11% right now. So, huge move on that. Mr. Sian, 40% higher for this month for Vijaya Bank. Is the state getting too excited about their last quarter numbers, or do you think this is justified?
Anuj, maybe you can say that the little over exuberance has been seen in the mid-sized PSU banks. Whether you talk of Bank of Maharashtra, Vijaya Bank. So I don't think that or maybe you can draw a conclusion that on a relative basis, if you take a call on the larger PSU banks now like PNB, Bank of Baroda, SBI, they are looking much better because this may be one of quarterly numbers. I'm not saying that the asset quality and the performance have not been good from the few of these banks, but the kind of rise which we have seen is not warranted. And I'm keeping my stance more on the larger size of the PSU banks, like 4 or 5 PSU banks like Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, SBI, PNB kind of things. Yeah.
Okay, just about 2.5 minutes left for markets to close. So let's just do a quick recap. It was a bad day for bulls today, no taking away from that, because you know what, Reliance contributed some 35 points to the Nifty, and still Nifty ended down about 46 points. So X of Reliance, the market actually suffered some bruises today, and the Bank Nifty was the culprit in chief. All the Bank Nifty components actually ended in the red. That's a big exclusive. Sources to PTI saying that ONGC may acquire HPCL in 44,000 crore deal. Now, what's interesting here is, I'm stopping my recap because you'll have ONGC buying either of HPCL or BPCL. That's what the general belief is. A lot of people believe that it could be ONGC buying both these companies. But 44,000 crore, if that is the case, let's look at the market cap of HPCL because that's going to be quite interesting. Okay, I'll just get the market cap going for HPCL because it would be somewhere closer to that. It's much lower compared to BPCL. 57,000 crore is the market cap for HPCL. So will be interesting to see. I mean, if it's going to be a share swap deal, in that case, I would find it highly unlikely, though, Surabhi, that HPCL would agree for a 40,000 crore deal when the market cap is 57,000 crores. Mr. Hussain, quick thoughts on this stock and this deal that PTI is flashing. It could be 44,000 crore deal.
See, Anuj, actually none of the figures are matching because as you have analyzed that 57,000 crore is the market cap. So there is no question of saying that the entire HPCL is being valued at 44,000 crore. And now if I say that the company will acquire the government of India's 51% stake, that also works out maybe closer to about 30,000 crore, and that may see the open offer coming in, or I don't know whether it will be termed as a change of within the same promoter. So I don't think that this 44,000 or gets connected by either way. So maybe the confusion persists on that account.
Okay, let's do one thing. We'll wait for the confusion to clear out. Ms. Dulson makes a good point. It's a 51% stake that the government has. So, are we looking at this 51.1% stake being valued at 44,000 crore? In that case, HPCL is being valued at somewhere close to 80,000 crore, which again is bizarre because its market cap right now is 57,000 crore. And what would that mean for ONGC? That also is going to be interesting. So, let's do one thing. Let's wait for this to be clarified. Till then, let's discuss. Let's talk about some more names which moved in trade today. As I said, the Bank Nifty was the weak bit today. Look at big names like Axis, Yes Bank, ICICI Bank. All these stocks were actually down quite a bit. Idea was the biggest Nifty loser, down about 5%. Z Entertainment, Eicher Motors and Maruti were the other prominent losers. But mid-caps had a better day today, Sylvie.
Oh, absolutely. I was just going to the PTI copy because that really sparked a lot of interest. But anyway, more on the possibility of that big merger in a bit. But let's talk about the mid-cap action. So there's a long list out there I have for you. Last few moments of trade, we've seen a good move on something like a Balkrishna Industries, pretty much ending at the high point of the day. And then, of course, the big movers from the pharmaceutical space, Wockhardt 7%, Divi's managing a decent run for itself as well, as did something like Cadila Healthcare, incremental buying coming in on some of these stocks as well. Vijaya Bank, the clear star from mid-cap banking universe, 11% almost up on that stock. Escorts 8%, you've got a 5.5% move on Jet Airways. Reliance Defense, remember Mr. Anil Ambani is going to be talking to a lot of the investors and the analysts and talking about the defense plans going forward this evening. That kept the stock excited throughout the course of the day. ENIL, we're talking about, of course, a new IPO soon as far as the radio business is concerned, and that kept stocks like ENIL, Next Media, a lot of them fairly excited throughout the course of the day. So good gains there.
I'll have to interrupt you here.
Yeah.
So I think we're now understanding this deal. What's happening is that this 44,000 crore is being arrived at with the fact that they'll have to pay 29,000 crores for 51% stake and then make an open offer for another 26%. So that takes the consideration to 44,000 crores. So that's why maybe now the arithmetic will add up. I'll go back to Mr. Tulsian for more details on that. But Varinder is here with us. He tracks, of course, both the companies. The numbers were not adding up, but now they do.
Well, I think you mentioned about the confusion which was earlier there. The bigger point is that we have been talking to ONGC, HPCL for the longest of the times, and both the management had made very clear that this will take time. This is not something which is happening in few months. Now, if you have to go by arithmetics, there is, as per whatever PTA has announced, there is no upside in terms of HPCL's price, what they're mentioning. The most important thing is that if you are a shareholder of a downstream company which has the best of the days, months, years in the past, what they like to be part of an upstream company where nothing has been happening, you can, I'm sure the numbers what are being quoted, they could move up or down by a few percentage points. But the bigger question is whether HPCL, IOC, BPCL shareholder would like to be part of an upstream company or not, because that has not been played in the market in a way what downstream companies have done. If this comes true and if this is happening for sure in some time, this will not only be good for HPCL but other OMCs, and they have been moving down in the last few days. So 44,000 crores, as you said, it is not for the full stake, but it is part for the 51% stake owned by the government of India and plus 26%, which is the open offer price. Does this mean that you see, as a parent of government of India, as a parent of ONGC, will of course not want to pay more to HPCL if there's a swap or a merger, whichever happens. A lot of contours are not known. So hence speculating at this point of time is not good. The only point is that as a downstream shareholder will not be a great thing to think of getting merged with an upstream company.
Oh, yes, but what is interesting is that crude has started to move up again. What we have, the kind of re-rating for downstream companies is because crude prices moved from 140 to 45, and at the same time there was deregulation of both petrol and diesel, so they have now taken full benefit of that, and now actually crude prices have started to move up. Mr. Tulsian, we now have the clarity on math. What the PTA report is talking about is taking current market price, and they're talking about paying 29,000 crore for 51% stake and 15,000 crore roughly for the open offer of 26%, hence taking it to 44,000 crores.
Yeah, no, that's what I said, that this will trigger the open offer, because though the change is happening within the same promoter, but that's what I've said, that this will probably trigger the open offer. But again, the stand or the point is that 27-28% is held by the institutional investors, about 17-18% is held by FIIs, and about maybe 10-11% are held by the Indian mutual funds and all that. So I don't think that much amount will be required to be shelled out by the ONGC. So yes, if they acquire it for 44,000 crore and 77% of that, again, now with a caveat that they have to again bring it down to 75%, can be considered as a likely move by the ONGC. But here I want to add one point, because if you see in the ONGC shareholding, IOC is holding a large chunk. And actually for last 3, 4, 5 years, it was being talked that if the ONGC has a cash surplus, they should go for the share buyback, or they should buy back the shares from IOC, because all these oil marketing companies now holding a minority chunk in the ONGC also doesn't hold any meaning. So, but anyway, if we just focus on HPCL deal, then probably this can be the broad contours of 51% plus 26% open offer.
Mr. Tulsian, I'll ask you a very simple layman question. I mean, just going through the details, fine. So if this kind of a deal goes through, ONGC gets about 23-24 million tons of refining capacity. It becomes the third largest refiner of the country, Reliance, IOC, and then this combined. what does it really bring to the table for shareholders? At least right now, as an individual shareholder, I could choose to buy whatever side of the business is looking more profitable. If oil prices are high, realizations are better, I could have bought upstream. If the refining cycle was looking smarter and there were large inventory gains expected, I could buy downstream. What do I get as a shareholder with this large combination? It makes for a great headline and a great perhaps statement for the government of India. What does it mean for the shareholder?
Because if you see, ONGC is already having 81% stake along with HPCL in ONGC also. So I don't understand the logic. And if you really take the oil marketing company scenario, HPCL is controlling maybe about 25-27% of the total refining capacity as well as the marketing outlet. So unless until ONGC really go and acquire HPCL and BPCL both to have a significant capacity, or maybe IOC to have a capacity of about 55% market share, then it holds a value. Because what will be then status of the BPCL and IOC? Will they remain as a standalone company? I don't think that this gel well with the synergy of the exploration and the oil marketing company of acquiring just one OMCs amongst the three.
Okay, Josian, thanks a lot for that. Rajan, thanks to you as well, and of course Ashwini and Mitesh, thanks a lot for taking us through market closing. Mayuresh, thanks for waiting by and taking all our questions as well. Our closing bell money control question of the day was, will Reliance Industries overtake TCS